What's good, everybody? Valley here once again. Welcome back to the Messy Workbench, everybody. And what's this? 3D printed shotgun shells in a variety of configurations. That can only mean one thing. Sweep these aside. That can only mean it's the Spring Thunder shotgun designed by GDOP26 over on Reddit and Instagram. This thing is awesome. It is one of my new favorite sort of war and HVZ blasters because it is a very versatile sort of system. This is a shell ejecting, fully custom shotgun that uses shells and ejects them perfectly along the lines in the same sort of blaster category as the Caliburn, which already has its roots in the hobby. This thing is fully custom printed. I printed this myself, but I got the first hardware kit off of GDOP as the guinea pig to test some of the latest parts. It includes things like a laser cut and machined priming bars, these homemade torsion springs, the plunger tube, the O-rings, and all of the screws. And there's very, very little that you really wouldn't be able to get. The biggest thing would be machining out these priming bars and the aluminum tube, but that's easy to cut with a Dremel. It also uses 9 inches of K26. I'm not sure if it can take any more than that. I'm pretty sure it can, so I'll have to do some testing later. But this thing is very, very easy to disassemble for maintenance and reassemble and swap out parts. And the nice thing is, each part of the mechanism is in its own individually printed piece, which I printed this one myself. That was a lot of hours of printing, my dudes. And yes, this thing can fire whatever you can fit into a shell. This is a rival buckshot shell. It holds 3 rival. You can stick 1, 2, or 3 rival in there. Double elite, printed Bet G. You can have triple boomco. Another double elite, which you can also fit things like 4 half-length darts into. This one I actually have a full length with 2 Steffens in it, as well as a single elite that I've actually drilled out and put brass into for a sniper shot. And you can even do cut down megas, which I wish it could do full length megas, but that's understandable because mega darts are longer and these are designed to be able to fit full length elite darts. So having a cut down mega isn't the biggest deal. You only have to cut them down a little bit. This is a knockoff sticky dart. Then I have a single rival right here, and you can expect anywhere from a little bit below elite ranges with something like the slightly less efficient double elite loaded with 4 Steffens, or you can get way up to above elite with the sniper shell, which is what I call it. And he even has a shell that I don't have access to right now called the kitchen sink, which holds a Steffen and a rival ball. And yeah, you'll be seeing a firing demo either up in one of the corners or whatever. But yeah, I am absolutely in love with this thing. This was a lot of hours of printing, but it is totally worth it in my opinion, as well as the cost of the hardware kit. It uses PVC pipe, it uses off-the-shelf components other than what you need to print. I do have a small gripe with the grip being a little bit skinny and the trigger being a little bit more proud, but you get really used to it. And if it was really an issue, I could always reprint this part here and have it be a little bit fatter, or just stick a pistol grip sleeve. And the pump grip is okay, but I prefer something a little bit beefier, so I might design something up later and make it a little bit larger and beefier, similar to something like the Halo Boomco Blaze of Glory shotgun, which is quite nice as well. But yes, I do have a small gripe with the way it seals to the shells. The shells, you only get one of the orange ones, need an O-ring on them, which it'd be better if the seal were on the plunger tube where it meets these things, but then again, that's understandable. Like, it'd be easier to have an O-ring, but then again, these are very, very easily available and cheap O-rings. They are 014 O-rings, if I recall correctly, and they are very, very common in scuba gear. So you're able to get them in bulk and just have them super glue. And it's really easy to replace lost or damaged shells. You can see this is one of my first and earliest ones where it's hit the concrete so many times that I'm starting to develop cracks. And you can see where the rims hit the the concrete so many times. It's less of an issue if you're playing outside in the grass or in the dirt, but if you're playing in something like a concrete arena or whatever, like warehouse, keep that in mind. It is a little bit stronger if you print them in something like PETG, which I wanted to try because it has a little bit of give, and I had some lying around. This one's a little bit full of water, so it bubbled up, but it still performs quite well. I'm gonna have to print a whole lot more of these shells to run, because this thing is super fun, and it's HVZ safe as long as you're using double shells. I think the single elite shells might get above 130, maybe not. I'm gonna have to do some more crony testing. I'm gonna have a video later of just crony testing a bunch of different things, but it's really hard to actually crony this thing with anything other than the single shells, like the single Mega, Elite, and Rival. But yes, take it from me, it is quite fun, because being able to shotgun things and then have 4 plus 1, 4 in the tube, 1 in the chamber, and being able to quickly top up. And Heath Heil said it best, where it's really easy, and if you're used to being a 3-gunner, you can do double shells like this, in your hands like this, and actually quickly double load them. And I think that is awesome, because it really emulates the feel of a real shotgun. And yes, thanks once again to GDOP for letting me be the guinea pig for this hardware kit, because I love it. And yeah, another note, if anyone's wondering about this purple filament, it is Polymaker Polymax filament PLA. And I printed this with fairly decently high quality settings, so I could do his work justice. Yes, and again, thanks again to my patrons who help keep me going and everything, and my commissioners, and people who keep up with my work and just kind of give me encouragement, because it really helps. I'm going to be dropping a link down to GDOP's Etsy, where you can buy one of your own Spring Thunders printed by him and assembled by him, the guy who made it. I was fumbling around a little bit with the instructions, because some things weren't quite clear, but that's the whole point of being a guinea pig, so we can sort out all the things that aren't quite so clear. And yes, links down to my Patreon, Facebook, GDOP's Etsy especially, so you can buy yourself one of these things. And whenever you get one of these, you're going to want to buy more than just 10 shells, because that is awesome. And you can always get more printed up later if you really wanted. But yes, I'm rambling, because I'm very, very excited. Thanks for watching.